So today we've got 10 of the best-selling and most popular men's fragrances that you should still be wearing. So a lot of times what happens is a fragrance will get hyped up within the community and also do really well outside of the community. And that'll kind of automatically put it into a position where you'll hear a lot of people say that you shouldn't wear that fragrance anymore because everybody wears it, it's too popular, it's oversaturated, all that stuff. And we've seen that time and time again, and that's something that's always going to happen. I think that really is kind of a compliment to the fragrance because it shows that it's very successful and very well liked. And maybe there are some instances where I would say or tell you that maybe you should choose something different, right? Some of the really overpopulated stuff, or not even necessarily that, but a lot of times the flankers that come out after end up being better. So there are situations like that. However, today we've got 10 fragrances that are bestsellers. They're very popular, but I still think you should wear them, and let's talk about that. I will link them up down below to Discounter so you can purchase them at a price below retail here. And I also will put the fragrance that 35% off link down there as well. So if you're ever going to make a purchase with them, hit that link. It'll automatically apply whatever the current up-to-date code is, so that way you save the most amount of money. All of these here, they still kill it, and I think we should just go ahead and run right through. So first up, we've got Gucci Guilty Black. This is probably in everyone's wardrobe, or if it's not right now, I'm sure it has been. It's a fragrance that has made its rounds, and it's kind of weird because, you know, you see the name, you see the bottle, you would think it's going to be a richer, darker, heavier scent, but it's not. It's a green, fresh, and kind of citrusy, you know, linens, lavender-based scent, very clean. It's got green notes, lavender, orange blossom. It's uplifting, it's fresh, it's vibrant. It's a very well put together scent that definitely does not pose a challenge whatsoever. It's very easy to get along with. And because of that, you know, it's one that does well. It basically checks off all the boxes for the average consumer. One, it's a Gucci fragrance, and people love to wear Gucci belts and, you know, other things similar to that to try to, I guess, flex on people, so to speak. And so when they're able to say that they have a Gucci fragrance, I mean, that checks off the box there. Not only that, but the smells great. It's super easy to get because you can buy it at like any retailer, granted at retail price, but still all around it's just a fragrance that works, gets good compliments, all of that stuff. People love it. And while it is true that, yeah, it's very popular, I still think it is nice. I mean, this is the type of thing that will never go out of style. It's impossible to view this one as ever smelling dated because it's just clean and fresh with a little bit of a different take on that. It's very pleasant, it smells great, it works great. In my opinion, it is still worth it to have around. You know, that's basically the complete opposite to Gucci Guilty Absolute. Yeah, the big difference is there. So this next one, no stranger whatsoever, it's this guy, Bleu de Chanel. I mean, just looking at the bottle, if that is not an iconic men's fragrance bottle, I don't know what is. I mean, if that doesn't just exude the maximum amount of class and sophistication, I don't know what does either. It's got grapefruit, incense, amber, man, I mean, for me, it's a beauty of a scent. It's one that I really enjoy, even still, after having a whole bunch of other stuff that's more challenging, stuff that's more interesting. I still go back and revisit Bleu de Chanel often, and I'm like, man, that is truly a work of art. That incense grapefruit combination that this one pulls off effortlessly is, man, I mean, that's just iconic, and that is gorgeous stuff. So, you know, one of the main problems with these Chanels is that they are expensive, which I guess isn't always a problem, right? I think part of the reason why Bleu de Chanel ended up being so successful, and a lot of Chanel fragrances for that matter, is because of that prestigious name brand of Chanel and the pricing that comes along with it, you know? A lot of times people will splurge and spend a bit more money on a product that is more expensive because they feel as though it kind of gives them a one-up. It's something that happens all over the place, not just in fragrances, and just in about any hobby that you get into, that type of thing will go on. And so, you know, it kind of turns into a snowball effect where someone buys this, they wear it, their friend smells it, they like it, so then they buy it, and you just smell it everywhere. I mean, I don't have to explain the success of Bleu de Chanel. I think everyone knows at this point what this one has done. But to me, it's still worth having around. I still think this could be easily pulled off. It'll still get you noticed. You'll still smell amazing. This is a fragrance that I don't think will ever die out, and I'm glad for that. So next up, we've got SPICEBOMB Eau de Toilette, the 5-ounce bottle here. You know, this one and SPICEBOMB Extreme, they're very popular. This one more so popular outside of the community, I would say, because it's been out longer, right? It was also the first of its kind, the first SPICEBOMB for men, and so it's the one that got the most amount of hype, obviously. And a lot of the reason is because the marketing, right? The packaging, the presentation. Who doesn't think that this is cool? And you got a little pull tab on top. That's awesome. This is another one that's kind of a guilty pleasure for me. It's got tobacco, cinnamon, pink pepper, spicy, sweet, masculine, kind of playful, has a younger guy smell to it all around. It appeals to the younger crowd. It's one that, while we do have SPICEBOMB Extreme and the new SPICEBOMB Infrared, and of course the Night Visions, I still do think the EDT is still worth owning, still worth having around. I think a lot of people would agree as well. Even though it's very popular, it's definitely labeled as kind of the one fragrance that just about every guy has as well, like Bleu de Chanel and so on. I think it's still worth it. I think it is still worth to pick this one up, to have it in your collection, and to rock it with confidence, and to feel proud that you're wearing something that is as good as this. Because really, even though it's easy to look at it and see that it's popular and that it's all over the place, you may just think, oh, it's a generic, dumb fragrance. But it's really not. I mean, this was kind of on its own when it first came out. I mean, there are a lot of fragrances out there that kind of smell like this one now. We've got Bulgarian Man in Black, Givenchy Gentleman Absolute. There's a whole bunch of them. I mean, there's a reason for that. This stuff works, and it works really well. This next one, another one that's very special to me, it's Acqua di Gio Profumo. So I featured this one in tons and tons and tons of videos. Like, it's crazy. I wish there was a way for me to, get that data without actually having to go through all of my 1,000+ videos and see how many times I featured it, but it's got to be in the hundreds, if not really close. I love this fragrance, always have. And without fail, in just about all of those videos, when I do feature this one, I'll have a couple people saying that, oh, everyone wears it, get something different. And for me, that's not how I view this one. It really kind of depends on where you live, to be honest, too. And same with all of these here. I have never smelled Acqua di Gio Profumo on another person besides myself, or besides someone that I give it to so they can wear it and they can test it out. Never once. So around here, no one wears it except for me, basically. Of course, I'm sure a couple other people do, but not to the level that people make it sound like. And I think at this point also, the huge hype wave behind this one has maybe died out. I would say the Sauvages are still probably kicking pretty strong in terms of what everyone's wearing, and just some other ones as well. I think this one is, kind of fallen back into the position where, I don't know, maybe if it was too popular at one point, now it's kind of, it's had its time to shine. There's discontinuation, rumors, and all of that stuff. But the point is, in my opinion, still 1,000% worth a pickup. I mean, you can miss out on so many amazing fragrances if you get caught up in the fact that everyone else wears it and you don't want to smell like everyone else. Just give it a chance, give these a chance, and continue to enjoy them, because they are amazing. And if someone else is wearing this nearby, or someone else on the street has smelled this before, they're still going to think it smells good. It's got incense, sea notes, patchouli. It's a darker take on that original DNA, which already has been proven to work amazing. This is probably the best flanker in the line. This and Profondo, without a question, are the best Acqua di Gios and some of the best men's fragrances on the market. Don't let this one slip through your fingertips, because who knows how long it's going to be around. Next up, we've got Prada L'Homme. So this one kind of is getting tossed into that category as well. Didn't take it too long. It kind of rose to fame really quickly. Got a lot of hype all at once, and now look where it is. This one's got neroli, amber, a little bit of a pepperiness going on in here. Man, of course, the main note that I'm forgetting, iris. It's what it's all about. It's a soapy, clean office scent. So why does this one work so well? Well, because of what I just said. It's clean, it's inoffensive, it's something that a lot of people, most people, will smell, and at the very least, think you smell okay. Some of these, like even SPICEBOMB, could be a bit more polarizing sometimes. That spiciness, that sweetness may not appeal to everybody, but this smelling clean, smelling refined. Just about everyone likes that. So it works well. The hype behind this one also helped to catapult this one off. It's another one that's from a big brand. Who doesn't want to say that they're wearing a Prada fragrance? So all of that combined just really helped this one to really show up and work well. And I think already people are going to be saying, oh, Prada L'Homme, everyone wears it. Wear Prada L'Homme Intense. Well, Prada L'Homme Intense is now discontinued. Wear Prada L'Homme Low. It's not a whole lot different than this. In fact, it's a bit more boring than this. Prada L'Homme Absolute, also discontinued. You really just have Prada L'Homme at this point, and don't give this one up. This next one is probably going to be one of the top threes in terms of most popular, everyone's wearing it, and it's one that I will stick by forever, and this is Eau de Parfum. Yeah, I would say at this point, this one is definitely killing it for sure. So here's the thing with this one. If you wanted to, you could go with the new Parfum. And maybe be a little bit different, still have that DNA but a different twist, but ultimately, who cares, right? If you like the EDP better than the Parfum, then wear the EDP. If you like the Parfum better than this one, wear this one. Or the Parfum or whatever I was just saying. I completely lost track. You get what I'm saying. Wear what you like the smell of. Who cares if other people are wearing this stuff? Because I can promise you, this is still going to crush it everywhere you go. You are going to smell amazing. I mean, this stuff flies off the shelves. I post deals on my community tab all the time, which if you're not subscribed, make sure you do so that way they'll show up. I just posted Prada L'Homme Intense a couple days ago. A bunch of people are able to buy theirs or a backup bottle. So make sure you're getting subscribed so you don't miss out on that stuff. But I post about this one often because it'll go out of stock on discounters and it'll come back and be gone sometimes within a couple of days. It is hard for discounters to keep this stuff in stock because it's crushing it. And a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, people who are buying from discounters are probably more so the enthusiasts. So this shows that not only is it the people outside of the community buying this one up and wearing it all the time, it's the people inside of the community as well. So that's kind of how it works here, and there's a good reason for it. This stuff absolutely destroys it. Performance is one of the strongest fresh ones in my collection. It's a great smelling scent. It's one that my girlfriend has always loved the smell of. It's a very fun, playful scent that, in my opinion, who cares who's wearing it? As long as you are and you're happy with it, that's all that matters. So this next one, we have a Sauvage-inspired fragrance without actually putting Sauvage. This one is Carbon. So people are definitely going to be wearing Sauvage more than Carbon, right? It's just more popular, Sauvage. You know, Johnny Depp, Sauvage, everyone makes that correlation. They want to wear what Johnny Depp is wearing. So Sauvage works. It's on billboards everywhere. People just go crazy over it. Anytime I have a conversation with someone, if they happen to ask what I do or whatever, and we get to talking about fragrances, Sauvage always comes up. And I've told this story before. People be like, oh, do you have the Sauvage, the Johnny Depp fragrance? I'm like, oh, yeah, I have that Sauvage. I'm just like, yeah, I've got about 10 freaking bottles of it, dude. But look, Carbon, it's kind of the same DNA. It's Sauvage EDP, like a refined version, more smooth, kind of sweet. It's basically, if you look at Sauvage as a square, Carbon's a circle. Takes those edges, smooths it out, makes it more of a close encounter type of scent in the way, because it's not going to murder someone's nose when they get close to it and smell it. So while Sauvage, the real deal, Dior Sauvage, is worn all the time, and therefore this one gets lumped into that DNA, I still think you should wear Carbon. I really do. Prices have been a little bit strange on this one lately, so it's not quite the super affordable Sauvage alternative that it once was. Used to be $50 range, not so much anymore for 100 ml. But still, it is good. It's a nice, refined, polished take on that DNA, and I don't think you should let this one go. So this next one is a fragrance that, for me personally, is one that I don't really care for all that much. I don't get excited about, but it's not about me, right? It doesn't matter if I like it or not. And I will say this, just because I don't like the smell of it and I don't wear it, I'm not going to not feature it, because I do think it works incredibly well for a lot of people. I can't deny the value that this one gives. I can't deny the mass appeal that this one gives, I just can't deny that it works. So it's AZZARO Wanted, just the original. It's going to get lumped into the Invictus crowd. It's got lemon, it's got amberwood, there's apple as well. It's a lemon heavy Invictus, basically, is how it smells. And it is just potently, ridiculously, absurdly strong. It's insane. Like, it's ridiculous. I actually don't even really spray it, because if I spray it in this room will smell like Wanted for a long time, and I don't really want that. And I will say this also, be very careful, because on all of them, this unscrews, makes it very easy to decant. So be careful for two reasons. One, if you're buying these used secondhand on eBay, someone could literally piss in here, you know, be a little bit dehydrated in the morning and piss in here, or pour light beer in here or something. But more importantly, the first time I bought a bottle of this cap was actually a little bit loose. The box smelled like Wanted, so I didn't even have to spray it to smell it. Like, see, just that being loose, I can smell it. So be careful of that. When you go to pull the cap off, you know, you'll notice that it's turning, and now things are coming apart and getting really strange all at once. So yeah, a whole bunch of weirdness may go on when you get your bottle, but good news is it's only 40 bucks, so who cares? It's $40, and it's one of the stronger fresh fragrances in my collection also. So it's up there with YEDP, Bulgari Aqua Atlantique, even Sauvage, right? It's potent, and again, it's affordable. This stuff, it works like crazy, and while a lot of people may gravitate towards it because it does have cool marketing, just like Spice Bomb in a way, right? We got the revolver style thing here. A lot of people will buy it just for that. Don't sleep on it, because it works great. Okay, running down to the end. Light Blue Intense. So this one's got C notes, juniper, orange, amberwood. Smells great. What can I say? It's light blue. It works well. It's aquatic, it's fresh, it's summery. It's also more affordable. It's stronger and richer than Light Blue EDT for men. So I would say if you're between the EDT and the Intense, definitely go the Intense. Now, when you're between the Intense and Forever, the newest, put a little bit more thought into it. I will say this, Forever has super strong grapefruit. That may not be for everybody. This one will probably be more beginner-centric, I would say, just in my personal opinion. And mass appeal-wise may still be better, just because it'll reach a broad spectrum of people, so it may be the way to go here, but Forever is also amazing. My point behind this is, don't sleep on this just because it's popular. It's another fragrance that's timeless, and smelling like a aquatic ocean dude will never get old. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay. So this last one is going to ruffle some feathers. It's been popping up in a few videos lately just because I've just been in the mood for AVENTUS. So, yeah, this will get lumped into that crowd. Believe it or not, this is what's crazy. A $400 fragrance will get lumped into the crowd if everybody is wearing it. I can basically guarantee, and I would bet a lot of money on the fact that this is not worn more, can't even talk, worn more than this, or Grenade Boy, or Aquatic Aqua de Jo dressed in a suit type of thing, or, you know, even Y Eau de Parfum. I can guarantee it, right? Unless people are wearing clones, which we're not going to count, unless people are wearing fakes, which we are definitely not going to count, it's not going to happen. People are not going to be wearing this more. Even decants, the average person who is going out to Sephora and buying Spice Bomb, they're not going to go online and buy decants of this. They don't know what a decant even means. So my point is, if you like AVENTUS, if you personally, you like how it smells, and you are fortunate and have the means to either own a bottle or own a decant, whether it be a 10 mil, 30 mil, 100 mil decant, you can do that and save a ton of money, which is kind of smart because these bottles kind of suck anyway. If you like it, just wear it, because I can guarantee you will be standing out much more than the people wearing some of the other ones we discussed. Bleu de Chanel, YSL, YEDP, and so on. And again, it's fine to wear the fragrances I just mentioned there. I'm telling you to, because they're amazing. But to hear the argument about this one all the time, everyone wears it, come on. So I think that's really all I have. That's it. I mean, these fragrances here, I like them a lot. I have a lot of other stuff that is, you know, more interesting, better, stronger, powerful, whatever. But these, you should still wear. Let me know down below, what did I leave out? What are some popular best-selling men's fragrances that you think are still worth wearing, even though a lot of people wear them? And I think that's going to do it for me, guys. I will link them up down below, along with the fragrance and that 35% off link. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.